Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're taking a look at the Dance Rank Mission concept videos from the first season of Street Woman Fighter. Now, I've already seen up until this point, I've seen all of season 2's equivalents of this, as well as the assistant group, Pretty Savage, and the duo group, Run the World. So this is my third one, and I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to get into it. And like I've already said, trying to find the footage of this particular Dance Rank mission was aggressive. I had to go to a pirate website and screen record the actual mission audition and watch it that way. So I felt super disconnected just and frustrated trying to find that footage. So I apologize for the quality of that one if that one's a little off, but anyway, I digress. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this, and I can't wait to see it. Okay. We got some rain. I love Yeah. Love the formation here. Yes, ma'am. Love the usage of prompt posture in this too. Guys, I am always such a fan when people use rain or water. It's just, it just makes things look so powerful. Yes, lighting. Yeah. Okay. Everybody held their own very well in this one. And I also noticed some strange cuts on this one too. So I wonder if it's just Mnet's problem with these. Because I was not a fan of the other one. The last one I just reacted to, it was Run the World. There was some weird cuts that were happening in that one, but I was assuming that it was because there was like a camera in the middle of it too. So that one's on a different level. But here, there's like a couple really weird cuts that kind of cut away, and I don't know, like, I just don't know. I really feel like we were kind of being, what was shot in the middle of what was happening, it didn't feel like a cohesive cut in the music. Not music, in the footage. So, but like I said too, I don't know with these because it's been so long between what was aired and now, and just finding these videos has been a real challenge for me. I'm just gonna assume, like I did before, that this could just be a combination of different cuts from different versions, or this could be the official cut, but I'm gonna try to not talk about that as much as the other things. So for starters, I love the rain and the water on the ground. I freaking love it because it creates such a really nice, it just makes more strength and more power exude from the movement, because you have water that is a recipient of that kind of energy, and it kind of propels out. So it's really fun, and you can do a lot more with it too, I feel. But of course you have natural dangers, it's water, right? I do like the coloring, especially with the green. The green, especially later on, whenever you see that it's so much more vibrant. Oh, so nice. You know, I notice that with the orange, not as much, but I really love the framing, and I think everybody held their own really well here, which I think is great. Yeah. Forgive the video too, it's not the best quality, but we're able to still see everything. I really like that there's like subtle features within all of the girls that are here. I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah. So is this the cleanest? Personally, I don't believe so. I feel like a lot of these things could be more refined, but also note turnaround time was super quick, I'm assuming, on this, and getting all of this together was difficult. Remember, this was I think this is the experiment season for this show kind of franchise, so it makes sense why a lot of the turnarounds were subtly more aggressive or different. You know, I don't really know the logistics, but I really like the choices they're making. Like with both of them over here on the left, just having them frame in opposition to each other, and then having somebody peel out over here. Like, it's really nice to break away, and it is complementary to the isolations that are happening, which I really, really like. That's fun. And then we have, yep, so we end up seeing this again too, like with having kind of some of those ISOs happening in her crump posture, influenced everybody else. And also, I think she really went for that. I don't know what the deal is with this. Was that unison? 2, 3, 4. Was it a peel off? That was just not, that was very unclear to me, and no, it's not because of the quality of the video. Before anybody says that, it's not that. Because when you notice here, it's really not clear if she's doing where she's doing both sides, and one side's doing one of them, and one of them's, and the other side's doing the other side. But it just looks like both groups ended up having somebody. It looks like both were doing both. It really was what it looks like, but it just felt like underwhelming, I think, in the fierceness or the cleanliness of the posture and the torso shift between the two. I think that was my note. It's just like the hits with the little camel walks, you know, I feel that it's not as clean and clear. That was clean and clear. You know, that sounds like a commercial. Going from one side to the other, that was really nice, you know? That's my first cut that I was mentioning. But you know, like, look, just noticing when it's cut in the phrase too, it just sounds off. 7, 8, 1, 2. It happens on the count. The cut happens on 2, and I know it was finishing out the phrase at the time before, but like having that happen on 2, I wonder if that was on purpose. But that just felt like, you know, that was a really cool moment. You know, we were just only there for like 3 seconds. You know, I feel like it was very cut. Put this here. Okay, back to the other small group stuff. So I don't know if that was a Mnet cut choice or what, but I am slightly disappointed. If this is the official cut of the concept video, Mnet or whoever cut this, I think could have done a way better job. But also, if you're a main dancer and you're a director and you're making these choices, you may need to have to factor those things in of like, oh, we finished this phrase on 1. I want to have this feature happen and it begins on 2. So I want to make sure that I either need to cut back on my phrase or cut back on the formation itself on 8. And then on 1, it can cut to that, so it's nice and cohesive. And the framing of the actual camera cinematography is choreographed. So you have to note that not only are we looking at choreography here, you're looking at the choreography of the camera. Where's the camera looking at what times? What do they want us to see? So if I keep seeing these kind of chop moments, I feel like it's a bit, I'm not clear on what she wants me to see, you know, because if you want me to see a breaking section, okay, great. You want me to see this breaking feature, but you're only allowing me 3 seconds of that, not even enough time to digest what I just watched, you know? So I think that's my only note here, if this is the actual official cut. But I think I did mention earlier that I'm not going to factor that into this, but that was just something that was really big to note because I barely even saw what Yeri did, you know? Let me see, go back here. She just said like a coffee grinder and came up, you know? So it wasn't even anything crazy, but it was still something to note, and I had to go back to see what she actually did. I like going the dun da da into the cut to this. I really like that moment. But then it cuts back to everybody here, you know? And that's a really nice frame that they did, and goes over here. I do love that crump moment and then having everybody come up. And this was what I was talking about. Whenever I watched Pretty Savage, there was, because when you deal with 8 dancers, you have even formations you have to work through. So whenever you have a point, you have to make sure it's symmetrical on both sides. So this was one of my points I wanted to make, was that you have 7 here, and then you have your point at the top. And that's kind of a really good way to make the formation. But in Pretty Savage, you had like 2 people, and then you have 4 in like a diamond, which was fine. But one of them was completely hidden for that entire beginning section of Pretty Savage. And just, it was a note that I made at that point, because at the end of the day, main dancer gets to make the choices they want to make, which is fine. But whenever you're dealing with people where you want to see everybody as equally as possible, you have to factor in kind of your levels whenever you're dealing with somebody directly directly behind somebody else. So I really do like this formation and this framing because I think it works well and you're able to see everybody. You know, like you had your two in the back and then you have your center and then you have two that frame outward. So they're kind of encapsulating, but no one was like hidden the whole time. And I love the kicks and the moments for each dancer, just to be able to kick some water. That's fun. Yeah, and I like the fact, you know, like everyone's moving except for our main dancer, and I think that was fun. This was sick. This color shift was so fun. Do I wish that the orange was fluorescent? Absolutely. That would have been like, you would have really saw her here. But I don't know if it's her fabric or what, or maybe, no, you can see it. It was just probably in the shadows and the light didn't catch it. That's what happened. I really love it though. I love that moment. And this is a really good example of when you have dancers that aren't in a featured section, party off. Like having them make choices on like actually dancing off so it feels like a formation is breaking off versus what I saw on Pretty Savage. I'm going to bring him up again. You had like a feature happen with the main dancer, but then what ended up happening is they just started to walk around. And you could see them, like one person just walk around with this feature with like 7 others is happening. And that was just a really, that just can be really distracting, you know? And that sometimes your camera can help you cover those things up, but the camera didn't cover it up. So I don't know how forgiving these camera people were with this season, but it doesn't look like they have been as much. I love that where she drops to the ground and see everybody come back in, throw. Downside is it does get water on the camera, so it creates those droplets, which could be what she wanted, but because of the quality of the video, it is hard for me to see already. I love that. That was really fun, and I like the framing. And it joined back in with my outside dancers. So notice, like, I really like this formation here, and then having our 4 in the back. It's great framing, and you can really tell she's your center dancer. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, just bringing them all together is super fun. Yeah, and how they finish. So a lot of the moments happen with the water. I think that was a great choice. It's there. Fling it, you know? I really like that. That was super fun. Yeah. And nobody stuck out. And that's great, you know? And normally you're able to see like, oh, somebody's not really pulling their weight, or, oh, we're seeing a lot of mistakes. But I mean, I did say that earlier with this piece, but all in all, everybody held their own, and it felt like everybody, you really got to see them. And they held their own in the choreography, and especially seeing them from the Dance Rank Mission transition over to here, it is really nice that I was able to see progress from all of them. I think everybody grew. Yeri, especially, like, I really feel like she didn't stick out at all. And we got to see her featured a couple times, which was even better, you know? So I really enjoyed this. I think they held their own and the concept looked great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I've really been enjoying the series, and if you are on Patreon, you were able to see this as soon as I filmed it. And those of you who are seeing this now on YouTube, I did have this filmed probably around a week or 2 weeks ago, and Patreon gets early access to these videos as I release them. And so if you wanted to be a part of this, if you want to see this type of footage a lot earlier than how you're seeing it, I do have a Patreon with every tier does allow that access, and you can just check it out. All in all, to say though that all of my footage that I bring on YouTube, nothing is held exclusively to Patreon. They just get it a lot earlier. So I want you to know that too. It is of no obligation, only if you want to be a part of it. You're not really missing out on anything. You just have to be more patient. That's pretty much it. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.